I have a question because it's a piece of legislation that a lot of players in the market have been waiting for, especially those who give utmost importance to the concepts like privacy or data protection. So we had the Companies Act, and we in 2013 Companies Act, and we course corrected, we made amendments. So the industry said, hey, look, there are too many changes to keep up with. Um Similarly with GST, we had circular after circular. We had that in IBC. One way to look at it is, hey, look, the government is listening and responding to what the commercial reality is and course correcting. With personal data protection bill in the last, it was what tabled in 2019. We've not been able to, with the hurry that we committed to the Supreme Court during the Aadhaar hearings, that yes, we've been working on this law, and it'll be out soon. We've had several versions of it. We've had a committee. There's been a JPC which has deposed, all sorts of stakeholders in the process. And now we've withdrawn that. We have no idea, no clue if the final framework will look like what the JPC has suggested, or the government will go or stick to its thinking that's was there in its version. Between the two, has the government or the policymakers today gone like, hey, look, we need to get the first version 99% right. So if it takes for us as long as it takes, we're going to do it, versus a situation where you at least make a start, see how the stakeholders are adjusting, be consultative along the way, incorporate that feedback. Is there, with this specific piece of legislation, a change in approach from what we saw earlier with other commercial or economic legislation?
So I don't want to go into the kind of unfortunate history of this law, and I would look forward with some hope in terms of whatever is the new version that comes up. But what is the problem? I think the problem is that after the Supreme Court hearing, we were trying to give ourselves a privacy law or a data protection law. What is now going in the direction which it is going is we're trying to give ourselves something much broader, almost in the form of a Digital Business Act, which covers privacy is of course there and data protection is there, but there is so much more as well. So I think there is a little bit of trying to achieve multiple objectives through the same mechanism, and in that process, unless we come up with something really brilliant in terms of how comprehensive it is, there is a high risk of making missteps as well. So this is another example of where we are moving away from simplicity of purpose into we are trying to boil the ocean here.
Yeah. No, I mean, the purpose is slightly scattered to my mind, Mr. Shroff, because you want to do personal data protection, you also want to bring in non-personal anonymized data.
Maybe you do multiple legislations to kind of fix this, but ek tir se kitne bhi, you're trying to hit so many targets.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very challenging.